Hey guys, how is it going? Hybrid Toy Reviews here, joined by the amazingly handsome and always helpful Will Hunter.
How's it going?
So yeah, we've been at it for a little bit now, but just shooting the shit and getting ready to roll. But for those of us who are tuning in, you're probably interested in seeing how the build on this is gonna go. See, we only got one person in here, so we're gonna wait a minute, just let everyone get their notifications that we're live. But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty fun stream. I'm excited to do it. So I'm gonna real quick throw a link to this in the 1313 Discord and on the Instagram. Hopefully, rake in a couple more people. Hunter, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I have a short week of work, so it's not terrible. Tomorrow's my Friday.
There you go. I'm gonna do one of those at everyone in the 1313 Discords that everyone loves.
Just one.
Yeah, all right. Warning, this is sending that message to 80 plus people. Heck yeah, it is. So I see we got a couple more people popping in. How's everyone doing tonight? One more quick little post, we'll get going. So what have you been doing with all your time off this week, Hunter?
You know what? Not a lot of toy stuff, unfortunately.
Oh man.
I've
Yeah,
been
I
in a
had,
bit of a slump of getting stuff. Well, actually, that's not totally true because I did get that awesome Boba on the throne from Skywalker Hendrix, the SH Figure Arts one.
that is an excellent piece. I've been eyeballing it for some time now and just haven't done it just yet, but it's still
I
pretty rare.
never I never thought about grabbing it until the opportunity arose with Skywalker wanting to sell it. And I was like, as soon as I saw it, and I saw it like, well, I have them like right behind me, but
Right.
as soon as I saw them in hand, I'm like, how did I not like grab this instantly? Because honestly, it's one of the coolest things in my collection now.
No, that's how it goes sometimes. You never know you want something until you got it, and then you're like, hey,
Right. I mean, this is my first SH Figure Arts Star Wars figure. I don't have any other ones. Otherwise, I was like, because I always, in my opinion, I was always like, if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I might as well just spend a little bit more money and get an awesome hot toy.
sure. Um, I'm waiting for it to ship, but I got like 2 weeks ago on Amazon. They're oh, it looks like it's actually getting ready to ship. Cool. Um, the Figuarts Revenge of the Sith Anakin was up on sale on Amazon for like
Oh,
$52. So I got it for 54.42 after tax. It was 50.98 was the total price.
that's
So
pretty good.
I got to shuffle some money over my debit card so it can charge me, but it says it tried to charge me, so it's probably ready. It's been saying like mid to late July for the delivery date. So that's actually cool. It's going to be my first figure art, my first Star Wars figure arts.
You
Um,
know, that's when it says Walmart says my ARC Trooper Jessies are going to show up.
there you go. That'll be
It's
pretty
mid
cool.
July.
I guess real quick, let's buzz through some comments, and then I guess I want to talk a little bit about that news I just saw on Facebook, and then we can get into the build. But right off rip, our first comment, way early into the day, from Phase Two, saying maybe he'll be able to set at the same time while watching. That'd be a good way to kill the time. Do you have a stockpile of sets? I have a pile of sets where I've just bought them and then not built them. I've been sitting on this Battlefront 2 Troopers Battle Pack for like 6 months. Like I bought it in January. You just
I feel like when you do that, because it's like I feel like it's kind of cool that you can like take your time to enjoy it. You know, like you can like leave it in the box and be like, you know, when I'm looking for something to do and I want like that enjoyment of putting together a Lego set, I'm gonna save it for like a rainy day. You know?
right. When I was a kid, if I got a Lego set, man, it didn't matter if we were getting home from Walmart at like 11 at night. That's when it would start. Like if we'd get home from the store and mom and dad would be like, "Wait, go to bed." What in the morning? Like, nope. Like they'd go to bed and then I'd stay up. But,
Dude, I was almost opening the box, like trying to get the minifigs out in the car.
right, right.
Yeah.
So we got 80s kid from the 90s. You got the new Marvel Legends Target exclusive Ant-Man. Awesome. I'm not a comic Marvel Legends guy as much. I kind of limit myself to MCU, but it is a really good looking figure. It looks really accurate to the like original comic appearance. So it seems like 80s and Phase 2 were kind of back and forth and for a bit. Um, is anyone excited for Skeleton Crew or Ahsoka? I'm excited for Ahsoka.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
I will say I don't have immediate excitement for Skeleton Crew for lack of attachment. Like it's just gonna come
Same.
out. Like
Right.
I
Yep.
bet it'll be good. Jude Law is a great actor. But like when's isn't it supposed to come out in like December or something?
I think so.
Right, and they still haven't told us like a single thing about it other than Jude Law's in it.
Right.
And like I bet it's fine. I just haven't haven't really thought too much about it, but I bet it'll be good. The Ahsoka show I'm hyped for. Um, there's a lot of rumors going around for all these upcoming shows. I don't
I
know,
know.
Hunter. I don't know, Hunter, if you saw on um, on my Instagram and on my community tab here on YouTube. I posted asking people to share some of their favorite Star Wars theories, either about like upcoming projects or just theories that they like in general.
Okay.
So next week's Topical Tuesday is going to be me bashing Star Wars fan theories because like I like them to an extent, but people go really far with them. Um,
Yeah.
like people are like bashing Kenobi and calling it a not great show because they had these like expectations for the show. And I'm like, I'm not the person that just blindly bought into the fan theory that there's going to be Clone Wars flashbacks in this show. You disappointed
Right.
yourself.
Right.
These rumors are correct. So I kind of speculation I kind of don't like. And if Mike Zero ever says it in a video, it's automatically not a rumor, it's a lie. Like just don't even follow that train of thought.
Well, I feel like too, like I feel like people theorize what they want to see in the show.
Right.
It's
They're
like
like
a biasy, towards what they want to see in the show.
right.
It's always
And
like a what if this happened, then what I want to see could happen.
right, because they were talking like for the Kenobi series, there were all these rumors about we're gonna have flashbacks of the Clone Wars, and Ewan McGregor's gonna be in the white shoulder armor, and we're gonna see Hayden in the blue shoulder armor, and there's gonna be like a young Ahsoka live action. And I'm like, no, there's not. Like, why are you guys just saying? And everyone's like, sources say, name your sources, name the Hasbro or name the Lucasfilm employee that said this. Get them fired. Name your sources, or else you're talking out your ass. Here we go, hybrid heated in the first few minutes, right?
They don't. Those guys don't come out and say like, "Oh, looks like I was wrong."
No, never.
Yeah.
So, 80s kid got the Moss Eisley Cantina set for Christmas, and you still haven't built it. Man, I wouldn't have been able to hold out that long. I've gone about a month on this shuttle. So, and I'm with you here. We need a new Black Series Revenge of the Sith Anakin. Word on the street is that it keeps getting brought up on like Black Series board meetings, whatever, and everyone's like, no, prequel figures don't sell. But like a Revenge of the Sith
Right.
Anakin would sell like a head to toe new one. Like there's no question there. And since that seems to be their mindset, since they think that we just want nothing but Luke, Han, and Leia's, I'm just gonna buy my figure arts and never touch a Hasbro one, even if they do make it at this point. And Kenobi was awesome. I'm with you. Kenobi, honestly, is probably my favorite Star Wars show at this point.
Oh, really?
It was Rebels for a long time, and then Kenobi came in, and maybe edged it out just a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, every time I watch Kenobi and I see Vader on screen, like,
right,
you know, Hayden, you know, in the suit, and then, you know, that James Earl Jones voice is just so like the little kid inside of me is just like screaming whenever I see Vader like that. And it's
right,
just such a like well done like contrast from like if you watch like the old stuff, like you've always seen like the original trilogy and Vader, and you know you can basically name all the lines. So to see like
right.
a new content, you know, a new content like show where you got to see Vader do, you know, doing and saying new stuff, and it was like he was straight killer in that show too.
Right. We got Ewan McGregor back in the robes for the first time in 50 years, and y'all are gonna bitch about it because the show had a little more Reva than you'd like it to have had. Like,
I didn't even have problems with that.
I I liked her. I thought she was a great Inquisitor villain. I liked the idea of having an Inquisitor that wasn't really sure about being an Inquisitor. We've always had
Right.
Inquisitors that are full blown. Yep, I'm an Inquisitor.
Yeah, because they're like converted Jedi basically, right?
Right,
So it's like you would think you would have one that would be like, you know, I've been bought into all this, you know, 100%.
right. You're 80s kid. I mean, you're right. You know, the what have you become? I am what you made me. That line
Yes.
just the I am what you made me. I'm like, holy fuck, like he's not okay.
In the last fight dialogue, dude, that show, the first time I watched it, dude, I was shedding tears.
Yeah, I was crying with Obi-Wan when he saw that broken open helmet.
Dude. And then I watched it again with my sister, and I was like, "Don't look at me," as I was like shedding tears again, even though I knew what was gonna happen.
The thing, and I
Oh,
mean, I don't know why my brain never thought of this, but at the end of the second episode, when Obi-Wan's hiding in the crates about to get on the ship with little Leia, and Reva's like,
yeah,
Anakin's been looking for you. And you realize, he doesn't say it. It's just all that body language acting. You're like, shit, he never even thought that Anakin was alive, you know?
yeah,
Like he's sitting there having this freak out. And like, we just knew, because we watched the movies, we knew there was an OT with Vader in it. But like, he's just like, I didn't finish the job. Like, you
right,
know,
right.
and also 80s kid, I'm with you right there. The greatest lightsaber. I love that hybrid of the Alec Guinness hilt with the Ewan McGregor hilt that they used for the Kenobi prop. That I've been debating getting one from a third party sabersmith, like dropping the $500, but having that like ultimate Kenobi series like Obi-Wan hilt.
I want that. I want that someday. I
Right.
need a Kenobi hilt. As a 212 guy and an Obi-Wan guy,
Sure.
I need that.
So I guess from there, something really cool happened today in South Carolina. I don't know if I still have that Facebook post pulled up. I sure don't. um, Someone posted in a Black Series group that I'm in. They're in like the northern half of South Carolina. That they went to their target and found the Cobb family had named. So I'm gonna go ahead and share just to give you an idea. This is the two pack, really cool two pack from Book of Boba Fett. And if you look, it says delivered on or shortly after release date, pre-order now. This thing's not available to order from Target, but allegedly their warehouses have it. It could go up pretty quick, or they might state an obligatory date that they're not even sharing with us.
Mm-hmm.
But the weird thing is I'm looking at Pop Finder, and it's in some of my local stores. It's going to be a weekend hunt for me. And the weird thing is they're not. It doesn't look like they have full cases. Willoughby has, and people were saying in the comments on this post, hey, I found it, and they were only ever finding 2 in each of their stores, which is weird. But looking, all of my local stores that have it have 2 in stock. So that seems to be what they're sending out is pairs of 2 of them.
Well, if you get if they have 2, you might as well get 2 because I'm sure somebody would want it.
Right. So I'm just hoping they're on the shelf, because then, like, if they've like thrown a mandatory street date in there, they won't even pull it from the back from you, and you can't even like argue with the old lady cashier. Because that's been my strategy too. Is like I skip the self checkout and I look for like the oldest lady cashier that they have. Because usually they're like, "Oh, it's just toys, Sonny," and override it.
Right. Well, it's no big deal. We'll just hit that okay and then run it through.
Book of Boba Fett came out like 3 years ago. The spoiler ban is lifted. I understand Cad Bane and Cobb Vanth were in the show. You're not ruining anything by selling.
Yeah, right.
So I guess we talked about that. We got that out of the way. And I guess, do we want to start talking about the Lego Imperial Shuttle? So, as far as the shuttle goes, I picked this up at ICCC 2023 Friday. So, Hunter, you weren't actually with me. I forget exactly what I paid for this. It's a retired set, and I know I haggled the guy down $10. I know it was either 60 and I got it for 50, or it was 50 and I got it for 40. I feel like 50 was in there somewhere. But it was like a $90 set when it first came out, and so I got it for a steal. The box is a little beat up in the top, but it ain't no big deal. I don't really keep my Lego boxes anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and get her opened up here. And I guess we'll just shoot the shit while building the Lego set.
Dude, I'll tell you what, you got that at the convention, the ICCC.
Right.
I miss it already. Like, I want to go back. That was so much fun. And, like, honestly, half the fun is just, like, even just, like, talking to the vendors and, like, haggling a little bit and seeing all the cool stuff, the variety. Right.
So, there's a bag 6, a bag 3, a bag with the manual. They don't usually bag those. Bag 5, 2, 1, 4. So it looks like there are 6 bags total.
All right.
Just gonna lay stuff out here.
Yeah, I know next year when we eventually go again, I assume we're going again.
I'm going to ICCC again. I imagine, and the whole crew is pretty excited to go again to that one. That was that was a really well organized convention, I gotta say. They offered us press passes. I mean, it was just super well done. Also, for those watching, I got a special little treat for you. You're not just gonna look at this beautiful mug as I work, as I reposition my webcam. I also have a desk cam going. I think we're going to give it precedence. So, and I'll change the zoom as needed.
I know one thing that needs to change next year at ICCC Con is I need to bring
all days.
I need to bring a bigger bag.
Right. Or just less stuff in the bag.
Yeah. I need to bring more money in a bigger bag or an extra bag.
You know what? I'm thinking about this as I'm doing it. I don't really have all the desk space for this giant manual, so as much as I like having the manual, I think I'm just going to pull up the digital instructions on Lego.com.
That's a good idea.
So I think that's since I'm sitting at a computer anyway.
'80s kid from the '90s says Cad Bane is his favorite bounty hunter. I'm trying to
That's
think.
a pretty good. That's a
That
pretty
is
good.
a solid pick. That's a solid pick.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real way to argue against that. Like Cad Bane is a pretty solid bounty hunter choice.
If I had to pick one, I feel like I can't pick Boba Fett because
It's
Boba
so
Fett is like
generic.
it's so like cliche and like everyone picks Boba Fett.
Right, like
And
congratulations, you're a Boba Fett fan.
and for that reason I won't even pick Jango Fett either.
I mean, at least Django's a little more niche.
Yeah, true.
A little
I
more.
think honestly, it's a toss up between Bosk and Embo.
You know, I've never gotten the Embo love. Like, I don't hate him. He just doesn't really have a lot of screen presence.
Right, right. It's more just like he's like really cool because of like what you see him do in Clone Wars and a couple action scenes, you know.
True. I always see speculation of, I hope Embo's in this show and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, he was neat in Clone Wars, but like he doesn't have to show up again. Like I'd be happy either way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everyone. I've just finished building the whole reason we're here. The Imperial Shuttle officer. So there's no beating that.
Is he exclusive with the set?
It wouldn't shock me if maybe to some degree he was, but he's just a neat little dude. So I can't tell you how many of these Imperial officer characters I've just accumulated over the years in different sets. So
do you display your Lego sets like with the minifigs in them, or do you have them set aside in like an army, or do you have them like in the ships and stuff?
I like to keep it all together.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
If I mean, so like the thing is like if there's extra characters, if like we're talking about like that, one of my favorites is that Rogue One Y-wing they did a couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and like in that case, you only have like one seat in it for a pilot, and so, but you also got like Admiral Radis and some other characters. I think there's like a rebel technician or something.
Right.
And like those, I kind of just have in a little box of minifigures.
Sure.
So in my box of minifigures, I mean, like that's what the like home invaders need to go for if they ever raid. Because I have some sets from a couple years back that have ended up having a figure in them that accrued some decent value. And honestly, I should really just go through and redo like my displays for the few Lego sets I display, because like I've got like a Thrawn just in this box, not even on display.
Right.
And he's a big dollar minifigure. I have Zeb from the original Ghost, just in a box. And I never even had the Ghost set. I don't even know how I came across him. But yeah, I have a Zeb, and that's like $100 minifigure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's gone up.
I think the rarest one that I ever had was the Phase 1 Rex from the Clone Wars ATTE.
There you go.
He was like the first Rex.
Right? I mean, didn't they reissue him in one or two other sets? But didn't they like change the color of the antenna? Like
Yeah, I think
variant to it.
I think it was gray. It was like a gray comma and a gray antenna. And
Right,
then
and
I
then
don't know if they changed it to black. Yeah.
it wouldn't shock me if they did something like that. Just a very minimal running change, because I do kind of remember they did a lot of gray combo.
We got your YCC in here.
Heck yeah! Oh man. So the question is, which one? Obviously, you're the gorilla one. But
I'm
so
both.
doing
That's the
your
right answer.
doing your favorite pastime, casual clone. Casual clone is a Lego store guy. He works for a Lego store over in Germany. So this is this is all his this is his world that I'm getting into for a video.
You should have bought him a plane ticket to come over here and build it for you.
Yeah, I don't think there would have been an incredible amount of value in that choice. Like I'm totally down to visit with the guy, but maybe once I get monetized and like these streams will actually make me like the $2,000 for the ticket.
Yeah.
So I guess never say never then, right?
He says, "Oh God, don't get me started on the Lego set building."
I'm giving him a Vietnam flashback just watching this. He had to build this for the display back in 2019 or whatever.
I just kind of assume that he builds like a set a day or something. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, he's talked in the 1313 Discord a little bit about like sometimes he just gets to sit in the back room or whatever and like build the set that goes in the glass case on release day.
I was gonna say like it must just be the display models or the display kits that he's building, right? Or that you're
Right.
building YCC.
Right. And then like aren't they like casual clone, aren't you also then like given the possibility of like first dibs on stuff when they take it out of the cabinets when the display time's done? I thought you said something like that before.
That'd be pretty cool because I feel like it'd be also like discounted or something.
Right. I even thought he said that it was just a given thing, but maybe not.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Right, because like I mean, think of it as like a Walmart like store display getting thrown away. Like they're just done with it, so it's going away.
I'd be asking my manager or my supervisor, "Hey, can I put together that ATTE with Cody, as a display, and then
They're like,
also get first dibs on it?"
right? They're like, Hunter, you've built 3 of them for our displays. No,
Why is there why are all the Cody's gone?
right? I've debated, and I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Or no, did he?
He said he gets to build them at home. Um,
Right,
gets
build
to
them
use the
there.
boxes and extra parts.
I mean, that's cool. At least you get some little stuff.
And then just to not skip over him, 80s kid from the 90s said that there's some cool Black Series coming out this summer, and he says he can't wait to get the 2-pack. I'm assuming he's talking about
The
the
Grogu
Cad Bane and
or the CAD, yeah.
yeah, I think he's talking about the Cad Bane and I can't think of his name. Cobb Vanth
Oh man,
2-pack, and then he says Luke Skywalker and Black Sand. Yeah, those all look really good.
I've been seeing some people talking about because like the Luke and Grogu 2-pack has started to show up overseas.
Yep.
I've been seeing some talk about how like people like aren't super happy with that Luke likeness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I mean I'm watching like videos on it, and I'm like, y'all, like there's nothing wrong with it. Like it's pretty decent for a Hasbro mass production one.
I feel like people say that with every single Luke release.
Right,
But
like
they always say
they've
it's
never made
not
a Luke.
quite right.
Yeah, they've never made a Luke that was perfect. I mean, I'll agree there, but I don't know. I mean, there's so many YouTubers that like, or a couple of them where it's like, I mean, I love the videos, but like they're the people that like have to put a Fett clone head on like every single figure that ever comes out, and like at that point, like of course you're not gonna like the Hasbro heads because you've already bought the Fett clone head to put on it.
Right, right. Let me scroll up here. What's up, Phase 2? YCC says once the displays get taken out of the picture frame, the larger sets get raffled off, and you have a chance to win said set. Oh, that's cool.
Nice. I mean, that's good because like most store display things just get thrown away. So
Right.
yeah, like that's ideal. I mean, at least then like you might get it. So, casual clone, if you're still hanging out, what happens to the paper promotional stuff if they ever like hang up like a poster or something? Like, is that just in the dumpster unless someone wants it, or is that also a part of the raffle? I know there's a portion of the Lego community that likes to collect like the fabric banners, which I don't know that they do too many of anymore. But there was like a whole M&R Productions video about him getting an Indiana Jones fabric banner for wasn't Just Too Good, was it? I think it was Sands.
Okay.
So they used to like at one point make these fabric banners that they would hang up like a poster. And I guess I just wonder how that goes. Does it just get tossed or walked out with?
Yeah, he says that gets tossed. I believe you could theoretically take them, but usually those get scrapped, he says.
Fair, like unless there's like a really good one that you like.
Right.
At that point, if you say, "Hey, I want it," they're not going to be like throw it in the dumpster. I assume.
Oh, 80s kid. I watched it last night with my mom, and it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I have yet to see the new Indiana Jones movie. I know what you did yesterday, so that's how I know that's what you're talking about. But
Yep.
I have yet to see it, and it's weird because I'm an Indiana Jones nut, and every part of me is like, why didn't I just go to like the midnight release on day of? And I just don't know why I didn't. But I will be seeing it. Hopefully, this weekend is kind of like my plan because I'm kind of broke as a joke right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get paid this weekend. I'm gonna go track down this Cad Bane Cobb Vanth 2-pack that's showing up, and then I'll celebrate by seeing Indiana Jones's last adventure.
It's so good, dude. It's so good. Like it brought me back to like being a kid watching the classics.
Right.
It has that same Indiana Jones magic. I loved it.
I've never been disappointed by an Indiana Jones movie. I love Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I know that's a hot take, but
I think that's the only one that I was like a little bit like not fully into, but like I still enjoyed watching it because like I am also like a Shia LaBeouf fan. Like I think he does really well. You know, he's a good actor,
sure.
and usually his parts are done pretty well.
I just like I don't know. I mean, like people are like Indiana Jones does archaeology, not aliens, and I'm like a real Ark of the Covenant wouldn't melt Nazis. Like it would just be a box that has a story to it.
Well, and like I feel like Indiana Jones has always bridged the gap from like
Right.
reality and fantasy.
Right. It's always been that kind of sci-fi fantasy grounded
Right.
the rules of being an archaeologist.
It's super real because it's like historical fiction with like the Nazis and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also like got that like unknown aspect of you know is magic real, or like it is is there a certain power behind this artifact, or
You know what it is? It's like poetry. It rhymes.
right. um I didn't want to skip over YCC. He says he doubts that they'll ever get fabric banners anymore.
It seems like a really
And
cool practice.
he says he keeps hearing that the movie is allegedly atrocious.
I've heard some people say some really rough stuff about it, but like everyone that I know that has seen it has really liked it. So I really don't think I trust anyone that's like bashing it.
I think if you're an Indiana Jones fan and you're looking to watch a movie that's gonna bring that nostalgia factor back, and you're just like looking for things to enjoy versus looking for things to dislike,
I mean,
you'll
that's
like
it
it.
too. Some people go to the movies just like hoping that it's going to be bad so they can go home and complain for a few months online.
Right, right.
I'm trying to find it. I have one fabric banner. I don't know where I put it. It's over here for the time.
80s kid, could we get any Black Series figures revealed from Ahsoka? Yeah, I mean that's bound to happen. But are you asking like before uh, the
I'm
release of the show?
I'm betting for the Ahsoka show that we get like a Mando Mondays thing. So
Yeah,
I don't
I agree.
I don't have StreamYard pulled up. I'm looking at the Lego instructions. So just tell me if I'm like decently in frame. But I have this fabric.
Yeah, that's good. We can see it.
Heck yeah. So my local GameStop. Here we go. I'm going to name drop my GameStop buddy Mark. He loves it when I call him that. He has a name, but he's relevant to my collecting stories by his position at GameStop. Um, I told him when they were done with the Jedi Fallen Order signage in the store to let me know. So he tells me like when they're done and they've taken down like all those that I have up above my bed. And I was like, wait, where was the big poster like by the front door? And he's like, oh, I just threw that out. And he went in the back and got it for me. And it's a big fabric banner. I didn't realize it was fabric hung up in the store. Like they get hung up like really tight.
Right.
But no, it's a really cool banner. I just don't really know where I'm gonna hang it up. So,
But yeah, that if I had to like choose, I guess what I'd like to see for Ahsoka figures, I mean, like just speculating. I mean, Zeb, the new, live action Zeb would be
I
an
would
awesome one to have.
I would bet Zeb we would get in a Mando box.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. All right. So I have a horrible theory here.
Okay.
Because Zeb is a high CGI requirement character and therefore expensive on a show that's going to have a lot of CG going on.
True.
Um, I'm willing to bet that they showed us what he's doing in The Mandalorian, so then they can later say, well, that's why he's not in the show. He's busy dealing with New Republic stuff. Like he has like a job commitment, and that's why he's not going to go find Ezra with the crew.
Gotcha. But by the way, your buddy Mark's in the chat.
Mark is in the chat. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Thank you,
And
Mark. So I love that he changed his username to that. So
that is
no,
pretty funny.
Mark is an awesome guy. He makes sure that I'm always hooked up with anything that he can get me through GameStop. At one point, GameStop was like the place to go pre-order your action figures, and it's kind of
Right.
fallen off. But like, whenever there's anything that like they can get me, he makes sure that it works out for me. And he's a good guy and a good friend. So
I still
everyone,
go there to pre-order my Halo figures.
sure, no, that's the place to do it. So, but yeah, I mean, everyone get a Mark in your life. So
Phase 2 said he's going to dip. It'll be right back. And
it's
then
okay.
80s kids asking, is SteamYard an app?
StreamYard. It's not an app. It's a website.
StreamYard.
StreamYard is a website that a lot of us use to host our live streams on YouTube. It is free to use if you use the free package. You have to have like the little StreamYard, watermark in the corner of your live stream. Or you can spend. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like $25 a month to be able to take that off. and I'm
That's
not.
kind of insane, to be honest.
Yeah, like $20 a month for like my once a month live stream at best.
Yeah.
Kinda, kinda not super keen on that side of it, but what are you gonna do? So far, this shuttle is just a Lego Technic nightmare. There's just a lot of little pins and stuff, but I can kind of see where it's gonna start coming together. It's gonna have a strong structure.
I think that's usually where they start you, anyways, and then you build off of that, right?
Right.
Usually.
You build yourself like a solid core. This is like the foundation of a ship. For what it's worth,
Right.
everything has pins. It's very solid. I feel like it's going to hold the wing structure very nicely.
80s kid, I found blue milk ice cream at Walmart. Really? Was it like Star Wars brand?
I was
Or
gonna,
was it
yeah, I was gonna say, is that like a license thing? Because
that'd
I
be
would
crazy.
try it.
Does it have like the cow, with like Luke holding a glass in his hand? Like on the ice cream on the
Right.
tub?
To have the charred remains of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru on the packaging. They're the chocolate
It's
sprinkles.
called Blue Moon ice cream.
Oh, Blue Moon ice cream, huh?
Mmm.
Um,
Howdy, howdy, Commander Cook in the
okay, okay.
chat.
It's called Blue Moon, and I'm just gonna share. I pulled up Google Images, but yeah, it's just a blue colored ice cream. I mean, I'd go for that. That looks great. I wonder if it's like it's called Blue Moon. Like, is it like blueberry flavored or something, or blue raspberry? I like a good fun ice cream flavor. Yo, Commander Cook in the chat. How you doing, buddy? It's been a minute. I might have to get into your DMs on about something later. I know you're kind of a busy boy lately, but
Hey, me first, me first.
no, no.
Cookie boy.
Yeah, Commander Cook. I don't really know why you're like bothering with this post office gig that like you've been talking about. Like you could just make customs forever, and it's not like people would run out of stuff for you.
Here's an idea. You do easy helmet swaps and you just post them on a website with like small kit bash differences, and you come out with these different legions, and
Oh man,
whatever Hasbro's not making, you do it and make money off of
right.
it.
Don't post about it on Instagram because otherwise one dude is going to get super duper salty and report your post until Instagram deletes your account.
Speaking of that place, I'm about to I get paid tomorrow, and I think I'm gonna order some more ARF troopers if possible.
The 50 or the 212th ARF Trooper with the backpack is currently out of stock, which sucks because I haven't actually gotten to order that yet.
All
Um,
right.
it every other one of these bootleg Black Series has come back in stock, so I don't really have a
I
big
mean,
concern.
you could just. Well, I think. Are you gonna get to phase one?
Right now, no. I'm not opposed to. I don't have a Phase One Cody, and I kind of feel like I need a Phase One Cody to really want that display.
Sure.
Um, I mean, it's in the cards. I mean, Commander Cook wants to fix that for me.
Um, I picked up I was just gonna say like you could pick up the phase one with the backpack and the rotary cannon, just pick up a regular ARF trooper and just swap.
True, have the pieces.
Right.
So no, that's a solid way to do it. Um, and I mean, at that point, like one Phase One 212 ain't gonna hurt anything. I think
Oh,
we're
you know what? I gotta do what I told you the other day though. I gotta get that 212th ARF, or not ARF, ARC. with the blaster pistols, so I can helmet swap it with the ARF helmet, so I can have an ARF trooper with blaster pistols.
I'm really thrown by this AliExpress second batch of ARFs because the 501st ARF just had that as an option. You had the one with the rocket launcher, and then the one that came with the normal guns had one hip holster, not a pair, just one side.
Yeah.
So they made a totally new belt for him, but I really figured that when they did the 212th ones, they would just kind of copy and paste, just in orange.
You know what that makes me kind of think though? Makes me kind of think that they're looking at like Battlefront 2 designs. Because like
Yeah,
if you look at the officer, he has like one pistol and one holster, and they have like the ARF trooper in Battlefront 2.
right. No, I mean there's some really good designs here. Like I've not been disappointed by any of the AliExpress releases. Um,
Same.
for those watching who haven't watched it yet, yesterday I did a topical Tuesday talking about the legality and morality of purchasing the bootleg Black Series figures on AliExpress. Personally, I think you're perfectly fine in the majority of instances. Uh, there's been some stuff being said, some kind of fear mongering tactics trying to get people to think that they get in trouble potentially for purchasing them. And you are a-okay if you purchase them. You're not going to get in any sort of trouble unless you distribute. That's the caveat to that rule.
Right, right. Well, I do see before I read 80's message here, I see Commander Cook's heading out, he says. But he loves us both so much, he says.
Right? So he wants to take both of our commissions at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. If he loves us that much, he'll take both of our commissions,
Right.
like at the same time. And yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Commander Cook, I will after we're done tonight. I will hop in the DMs. I mean, hey, just to say hi because it's been a minute, my friend. But I do have something that I think you actually may find very entertaining as a project. You may have a good time on this one. So that's all I care to say right now. But I think
80. Oh, go ahead.
no, you go.
80's kid says I have my Rogue One Cassian in my Black Series Disney display, but it looks outdated compared to the newer figures because of the pins. Yeah, do you have the one that came in the 3-pack with Jin and the Death Trooper? Because I had, in hand that 3-pack at one point, and it was like right around the same time they came out with the new updated Cassian for the Andor series.
Oh yeah.
And I looked at that old one, and it was pre-photoreal. It
Mm-hmm.
looked so bad. I'm like, this doesn't even look like it looked like a old GI Joe face or something. You know what I mean? Like
The
where it was
Rogue
like solid black dotted eyes.
Right. The Rogue One figures were a bad time for the line. I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, I kind of miss those days because like that was honestly like kind of like a peak Black Series time because every time you went to Walmart there was a new figure on the shelf.
sure.
And honestly, hunting back then was kind of a pleasure. I mean, I kind of miss like pre-COVID toy hunting because the stores have felt different since then. I mean, everyone says it's back,
Right.
but it's I don't know. A lot of stores adopted different operation practices during the whole shutdown, and they've never really gone back. For instance, 24-hour Walmart. Um, that was my favorite
True.
time to toy hunt because you would catch the figures right as they were getting put on the shelf, and I don't know. I miss it. I miss 24-hour Walmart. And I was never going out super late, but like in my senior year of high school, and then into the summer after I graduated, I worked at a beach bar for a big inland lake down in Central Florida. Gator Joe's was the name of the beach bar. If you ever make your way down to like the Ocala, Florida area, um,
Right.
and we would be open unless it was a weekend. We would be open until like 9. And at that point, your Walmart's kind of slowing down for the night, and we had shared tips. So I was a busboy for a lot of my shifts. So I'd leave every night with like $100 in my pocket, and within an hour's drive, there was like 4 different Walmarts. So I would get my tip money and then go and try and find something new. And just about every time that I'd go out, I'd find at least one figure.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just a golden age for collecting for me. Like freshly 18 and deciding college wasn't for me, and I want to be a toy man forever.
See, I don't think I started collecting till 2019, so that was probably 3 or 4 years later than you.
Right. And well, I actually have been with Black Series since day one.
Oh wow!
My first Black Series was Orange Line X-wing pilot Luke Skywalker. I found it in January of, was it 2013 the line started, or it might have been a little later in the year. I forget exactly what month. But basically, as soon as they started showing up in stores, I found it on the shelf at a local Target, and that's where the crack addiction started.
It was history, as,
Yeah,
or so, as they say.
right. Man, that was a hard figure to get to. I love her, but she makes life hard sometimes. My grandma,
Yeah.
she took me to Target that day, and it was 2013, so I would have been 14 or 15 at that point.
Sure.
And she had in her mind that I was like too old to play with toys, which I wasn't playing with them. I was collecting. And
Right.
and like the idea of me going to like Walmart or Target and spending $20 on an action figure, you're too old for that. And she just constantly bust my balls over it. And like I'd be like allowed as long as I like promised to keep them in the box so they would like gain value or whatever, which is absolutely not why I collect anything. I mean,
Right.
obviously, I mean we're opening my toys right here. And then like if she ever found out that I'd opened any of it, like then I'd get like a lecture about it. And then like it always get like brought up like anytime I'd ever be like, yo, can we go to like the Walmart down the street? And she'd be like, you're gonna buy toys and open them. And I'd like, no. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
that's funny.
but you just leave me alone about what I'm gonna do with it.
Just real quick to catch up on some chats here.
Yeah, yeah.
80s Kid says that it was the re-release of the 3-pack for that Cassian Andor 2021 release, he thinks. So I think that
you had the new
I might
one.
have had the old one. I might have had the original.
Yeah, I actually ended up with both versions of that figure at one point because I figured we were never going to get a Rogue One reissue because of how poorly those figures sold.
Right.
So I ended up buying on a Facebook collector group. I bought the original Cassian for like $5.
Yeah, when it's $5, it's like, yeah.
Like who cares that it looks like ass? Cassian, more like Asian. And not my best one, but thanks for laughing. And like then like literally like as soon as I've like purchased it for $5, like Hasbro's like, we're redoing the entire Rogue One crew, and I'm like, why? These are gonna peg warm. And obviously they are. So
right.
you can go get any of them on Amazon for like $10 right now.
Yeah, I know. Even like some of the I'm trying to think like who peg warms the most.
I mean Jin. I mean and that Jin Urso.
Right.
I mean, if we still have Casual Clone in the chat, you know, he ain't gonna agree. But that Jin Urso is a solid figure for the age.
He's in here yet. Yep.
Yeah, and I know that he hates that figure like vehemently, and I'm like, I don't agree. I think it's okay. I mean, and his is more of like a customizer perspective. You said like,
Sure.
it's just like the knees are too wobbly for him, and I'm just sitting here like, man, just put him in a pose and stick her on the shelf, and like she's okay. But
Commander Cook says that he thinks his biggest customizing complication is color matching. So, like you mentioned, the Phase 1 Cody.
I'm
I've
not.
heard. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not actually talking a Phase One Cody. If that's making you nervous, that's actually not what I want to commission from you.
As someone who's commissioned plenty of 212 customs, that is a thing that seems like is a tough thing. Is like the perfect color match of orange and yellow for a 212 paint.
Right. I mean, Hasbro's inconsistent. I'd heard
Right.
talk that Hasbro had finally like decided on the blue that they're going to use for the 501st clones finally, and it was going to be like
Yeah.
the same paint code across the board. But then they announced this Kenobi Apo, and it looks like he might be just a little bit light, but that could also be promo photos because Hasbro is pretty rough with promo photos.
True.
I see in the chat, Casual Clone says, when did I say I hate her? I hate the Lego version. That could be true. I thought you were talking about the Black Series one, about how like you just hate the knees, like they're wobbly. But and for
He also.
Commander Cook, for what it's worth, comparing photos that I'm seeing online, it looks like, and I don't have it in hand yet, but it looks like you did a pretty good job on the blue on the Jesse helmet. It looks pretty ballpark. It's just hanging out on my desk up here, just waiting to have the figure. Three now.
YCC commented on the Jesse head. I saw his Instagram post. He says that doesn't seem to be photoreal because the eyes look very clean. Usually the eyes don't have the cleanest outlines when photoreal is applied. But yeah, it does look really good. I agree.
No, I'm with you. It's a really good looking figure. I'm pretty excited for it. Also, I don't know if I said, but we are on to bag 3 now. So once this bag is done, the set's half done.
Cruising.
Yeah. And we're on to a new minifigure.
Yeah, the matte finish helps. I agree, YCC. That makes it look less like shiny plastic. It makes it look more real and not like a toy.
Right. No, it actually has like a really nice like flex tone to it. It's not glossy,
Right.
not shiny. Although I know that everyone likes to say that every Hasbro head sculpt is too shiny and too glossy, like right on rip. And sometimes they're right. A lot of the times, I think it's maybe a little exaggerated. But I would accept like a helmeted figure as being shiny, because like if you've ever worn a replica helmet, those things get sweaty pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he was shiny, like ultimately everyone would complain about it, but like it also kind of makes sense.
Did I ever tell you about the Master Replicas 212 helmet I almost got?
Weren't you like looking at one on eBay and you basically got down to like the final minute on it?
Yeah, so basically I was like sitting there, like how I tend to fall asleep in the worst moments.
Yeah, like
So
for Creators Guild episode 12.
yeah, yeah. So basically what happened was I was staying up late because I knew like right around 1 a.m. was when this was gonna finish.
Right.
And the bidding was going, it was like at $250.
Man.
Which if you're looking at master replica helmets, especially like a 212 clone helmet, like for $250, that's insane. And basically what happened was there was 10 minutes left and I fell asleep.
Oh man.
And then I woke up, realized, or like I bid on it before I fell asleep and was just watching to see if I was going to win. And when I woke up, a few hours later, I saw that I lost because it sold for $310.
Would you have paid that?
Yeah, yeah. The next nearest one I've seen sells for like $800. So
Oh man. Yeah, I
yeah,
guess in that case you'd have happily paid that.
yeah. I was so disappointed because that was like my only chance at getting one. You know what I mean? Because like I'm not gonna pay, you know, almost a grand for a Star Wars helmet, even if it's master replicas.
I will say it looks like now that, and it's crazy now that Hasbro has a Phase Two clone helmet in the Black Series. It looks like we're gonna get hella repaints on it, and you can't get them to make clone figures, but we've got the white helmet. We have the 332nd coming. They say there's a 501st somewhere in the rumor mill. Like
Right.
I could see Hasbro giving us a 212 and it not being like way down the road. I could see it being one of the next ones they do.
I would like that. And then, honestly, dude, if they came out, I feel like Hasbro could make a Cody if they wanted to.
Yeah, I I mean I know that he's like popular due to like movie presence, but I kind of feel like objectively on the list of commanders, like Rex would probably sell better. Just because
Probably.
I mean, like I like Commander Cody, but I definitely think that like of all possible clone commanders, that like Rex is the generally probably preferred by many.
I
So I mean,
wonder if it would be easier for them because they'd have to redesign the front of the helmet for Rex and then do the paint apps for that.
for Rex and Cody,
Um,
they'd almost have to just redo everything because they'd have to add so many like clips to add the Cody visor and stuff.
right,
There'd be significant retooling to do either of them. In Rex's case, it'd probably just be a unique helmet sculpt.
right.
Which I mean, they have done unique sculpts in the helmet line before. I mean, look at Kylo Ren, and they've not all gotten repaints. The Stormtroopers are kind of the ones that they've gotten the most from.
Right. You know they're making way more money on the stormtroopers than they are on the unique characters or the Mandalorian ones.
Right. I mean, they have that Poe Dameron helmet, but they never did like any other sequel pilot helmets. And
Right, right.
they are trying to with the X-wing pilot helmets. I also kind of see those hitting clearance a bit.
Yeah, honestly I even see like the Bo-Katan helmet is getting down there in price now.
Right.
I don't think it's quite clearance, but it's like going on sale every now and then.
Right. You're getting like a good, $10, $15 off pretty regularly.
Right, right.
Are you still in the market for that one?
Yeah, eventually I'll get one.
So, yeah, I'll still, like I text you whenever I see a good deal on it pop up. I'll continue doing that then.
All right. 80s kid here says he has three Darth Vaders, Empire, New Hope, and Kenobi. However, we need a pinless Vader. Yeah, I agree.
I think his wishes are about to be granted with this Return of the Jedi Vader with the removable helmet. The
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
the photos look pretty good for that one, and admittedly, it is purely just stock photos, so that's kind of their job.
Right.
It's good, but it sounds like there's going to be an awful lot of new parts on it. I could see them reusing the legs with pins, though. Actually, because like there's so much like lower skirt going on with Vader.
Right. I'd be curious, 80s kid, are you gonna get the damaged helmet Vader as well?
Are you looking at that, or
No, no, I won't get it.
so
Just
it looks?
because, like, Vader's like my favorite villain probably from Star Wars, but like, I don't know, I don't really collect like anything. He would just be alone. I don't like. I got rid of all my Imperial stuff a while ago, and
Gotcha.
um, yeah. YCC. Oh, I'm not YCC. I'm not even reading that.
What do you say?
Dude, you gotta have more confidence. The thing looks incredible.
Oh, he's talking about his 212th color mixing.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I mean
I t-
I've seen pictures of your customs from them. They're pretty clean.
dude, I told him it's like it's probably like one of my favorite figures like I own, honestly.
Heck yeah, I could say the same for a lot of my Commander Cook figures. I mean that dude's a wizard. It takes some talent to do the whole customizing gig.
Oh, I know. Like he did some of the like first like season 1 and 2, phase 2, or season 1 and 2, 2/12 phase 1 clones. So basically, it's the it doesn't have the like chevron on the chest or like on the shoulders. Doesn't have like the Revenge of the Sith 2/12 markings. It's just the antenna on the helmet, and then the stripes down both arms.
Gotcha.
But it's a darker. It's not. So it looks like the commander from Attack of the Clones, right? But
Right.
without the 4 dots. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Believe it or not, I'm
Um.
a Star Wars fan.
Yeah. 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 I was thinking I didn't have to spell it out. But yeah, he did those for me, and I was like, even I was thinking about doing them because I don't know if you remember, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do these myself, and then I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna take the chance because like those figures themselves, those commanders, the Black Series, phase 1 clone commander
Right.
is not very cheap. So like if I would have screwed it up, I would have been disappointed.
Sure. Have you ever done customs for your own, or are they all strictly commissions?
No, I haven't. They're all pretty much commissions, which I don't like have any like guilt or shame in because like
No.
I I like supporting people that do cool stuff. And
No, I'm with you there. No, I'm not. I'm not saying it like it's a bad thing.
no, I know. I just sometimes like I used to feel a little guilty about it because I was like, oh yeah, look at these cool customs I got, and it's like people would ask me questions on like, what did you do to what paint did you use? How did you seal them? And I'm like, like, how do you mask them off? And I'm like,
Ask Commander Cook.
oh, yeah, here's the guy I got them from.
No, I mean that's the thought process on it. I mean, you didn't make it. If someone wants the info, just pass it along. That's
Right.
there's no shame in that.
All right. 80s kid says we need a Darth Sidious and an updated Phantom Menace Darth Maul. Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
Are you talking Darth Sidious from like the prequels you're talking? Or Revenge of the Sith?
I would take any of them personally. I would be happy with a Revenge of the Sith. I'd be happy with like a Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, like not deformed under the hood one. Um,
Right.
I still want the Rise of Skywalker one. I mean, there's basically anything Sidious. It needs to come.
Yeah, did you see the Hot Toys came out with a Revenge of the Sith Darth Sidious?
Was it Revenge of the Sith or was it? I saw they announced like a Clone Wars one not too far back.
I believe it was Revenge of the Sith because they did it for maybe it was Clone Wars. Like for the Clone Wars 20th.
Yeah.
'Cause they also released it with the phase 1 Commander Fox.
Yeah. No, that was Clone Wars that day.
Okay, okay.
I mean, it looked really good. I mean, it basically is a revenge one. Just he comes with the two lightsabers, so you can make him do Clone Wars stuff.
Right, right.
It's
The
not a
classic lightning hands.
right.
Vader is my favorite character next to Luke, says 80s kid. That's a that's a very good favorite character to have because honestly, my overall, like if I had to choose an overall favorite character from Star Wars, it's Anakin slash Vader. I count them as one character because they're
Yeah,
one person.
I'm
It's
with you.
just such a dynamic character.
I love in Battlefront 2 the audio lines they threw in for when you were gonna do heroes versus villains, and you get Anakin and Vader in the same map.
I never even heard any of them. What do they say?
Like you have because it's Clone Wars Anakin for the voice in the game, um,
Right.
and he just has all these lines about just he's like just not accepting it. It sounds like Mortis lines almost,
Oh, okay.
and
Saying like you can't be the real me or something.
right, stuff like that.
An 80s kid says, "May the force be with you. I will watch the rest on VOD."
Oh
Sounds
man.
good, 80s.
Well, thanks for hanging out, 80s. It's always fun to talk to you. You're a cool guy. Oh, the shuttle's coming along pretty good. I'm almost done with bag 3.
Steady pace. That's good.
Yep.
Said
So
6 bags.
6 bags. So we're almost halfway there. Some of the later bags looked pretty light too. So at this point, we're almost done with the body of the shuttle. So for those hanging out in chat, I was talking with Hunter a little before we started, but I am an Imperial shuttle like nut. I love anything Imperial shuttle. It's my favorite Imperial vehicle. So for anyone hanging out, where do you stand on that? Are you Imperial shuttle people, or do you have a favorite ship otherwise?
It's a really cool design.
I love the big wings with the little body. I don't know. Also,
And
I
just
just got or go on.
the landing sequence is like the best part.
Right, the fold up, as it's going
Yeah,
down.
it's so cool.
So there's a really neat function I just saw on this as I just built it. So this bar is where your top wing mounts, and so you can actually like fold back the top wing to get to your interior of the vehicle.
Oh yeah.
It actually has a working button for like locking it down. If you see this like red piece right here,
Oh yeah, yeah.
match it down, it clicks into place, and now it's nice and solid. And this little gray ball thing appears on the same pin. If you push it back, it pulls that red thing out of position.
Huh.
So like it's like it's like a working trigger to open it up.
Sure.
So that's a pretty cool feature. Casual clone does
Oh,
not.
I know. He's speaking blasphemy out here.
I will say I've always been more of a character person, and there was a phase as a kid where I wasn't really a ship person either. But like most kids, I grew up and realized that they're pretty cool. I advise you do that.
Dude, the Naboo ships, the chromed out Naboo ships,
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
dude,
The Lamborghinis of Star Wars.
so cool. Those are like probably like some of the coolest ships. I can't even choose between. I think the one I can't remember what like class ship they were, but I know that there was a
Nubian,
difference. Were
Nubian,
they Nubian? Um, there
Nubian.
was a
We have
difference
lots of
between.
Nubian here.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Like, why did I? How did I not remember that?
You have to,
I don't know.
you have to do the gravel voice. Nubian. We have lots of Nubian here. My Watto is pretty ass, so thanks for not bullying me on that.
I something about the season or not season, the Revenge of the Sith Nubian ship that Padme flies. I don't know if I prefer that one or the regular, more streamlined looking Nubian ship that she has in like the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. You know,
Yeah, I like the Phantom Menace Attack of the Clones one more because it's not wings. It looks like a sort of sleek traditional rocket kind of.
like a bullet.
Right.
Right.
And then it's like we're just like an airplane now. And I'm like, no, no, go back.
I will tell you this: I am 100% Arc 170 gang over X-wing.
I I mean you're probably not wrong. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a big attachment to the Arc 170 just because it has such like minimal, screen time.
See, it was a big ship in the 2005 Battlefront 2.
Yeah, I never really played it though. Like, I remember that game. I played it a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
I I always preferred to play as the bomber vehicles. So
Okay.
I was always a V-wing player. Um, and to be honest with you, I also like to play as like the faster ships, so like the Jedi Starfighters.
Sure.
Because I was always a destroy the enemy ship from the inside kind of guy.
Okay. Really.
I wanted to just shoot across the map. I liked the idea of boarding like that. Like boarding is what did it for me. I needed
What's
to.
going on? Stuck in carbonite?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm such a fan of the Arc 170. I freaking love it.
I wish that the Clone Wars had like used it like as a as like an animated series asset.
I'm trying to think. Didn't they use the B wing a lot in Clone Wars, and then the V wing? They had
No,
the Y wing.
Clone Wars used the Y wing sometimes. They used the I don't think they used the V wing really much at all until near the very end. And they use the Y wing here and there, but they use like the V-19 turret for like a lot.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. Yep.
They used that torrent for a lot of the series, and then they started mixing in the Z-75 headhunters or whatever,
Yep.
and they stuck with those for like the majority of the rest of the show. And so like the Clone Wars is where I could have gotten some attachment for the Arc 170, but then they never used it anyway.
Sure. See, I feel like I because of the original Battlefront 2 game, I have an attachment to the Arc 170 and also the TX 130.
Fair.
The you know I'm talking the like light infantry tank that the Republic
Right.
had.
That was a good tank. I like it.
But like I feel like if you didn't play Battlefront 2,
Then you don't even.
yeah, you don't even care. You're just like, this is just some ship you barely see any screen time of, you know?
Right. No, I mean I could see. I mean that's a pretty valid argument. I'm with you there. On this bag 4, we're going to be adding a lot of the bulky white like tubes, between the wing connection points. So like these bags. So bag 4 is going to be a good bag. It's going to add a lot of the body panels, really
The
fill in
meat,
right.
the meat and potatoes.
And then I'm guessing bag 5 is probably going to be our side wings, with bag 6 coming in to be the top wing. That's my guess.
Sure.
Just looking at what the pieces are, but I could also be totally wrong.
Stuck in Carbonite says Clone Turbo Tank was his favorite.
I like that a bit more. I'm with you there.
Clone Turbo Tank's pretty cool.
Mm. And that actually gets a little bit of screen time.
Right.
Like the only time that we see the Arc 170 is like in like media, like not video games, but like just purely viewable stuff. It's pretty much just Revenge of the Sith, right?
For the Clone Turbo Tank?
For the Arc 170.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I don't think it ever made the jump into the Clone Wars series. If it did, it may have been like some very final episodes.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
Yeah, like season 7 episodes at that.
Because I'm trying to think. The V Wing definitely showed up in Bad Batch, I think, right?
Yeah, no, V-Wing was very much in Bad Batch. They in the season 2 opener, Hunter was blowing him up on the landing pad at Count Dooku's palace.
Stuck in Carbonite. No, it's not just pretty cool. It's dope fire.
What the turbo tank?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can put Lego Cody and all my favorite clones in it. True.
No, and I mean like the turbo tank is pretty cool. I mean, at least it has some screen time, and that beats a lot of stuff that Lego likes to focus on. Like Lego always wants to do those like battle droid, like spider droids, the big, tall spider droids. And
Yep.
I'm like, why? They were in a like Attack of the Clones for like one scene, like one frame.
Right. Yeah, I was always more of like a walker guy for whatever reason. Like when I was a kid, I was like, if it's Star Wars, it's a walker. And then
Right.
I remember seeing the turbo tank for the first time. I'm like, it has wheels. That's not Star Wars. It should either hover or it should walk.
Right. No, I'm
But
with
I do think it's pretty cool. I still am a huge ATTE fan. That's probably my favorite. And I also love the ATOP with like the open top and it's just a troop carrier.
right. Oh man, favorite Star Wars vehicles. Is that what we're gonna get onto here? Favorite Star
I
Wars?
think so. I think we're already there.
Yeah, man. I mean, all right. So let's make it interesting. Let's talk favorite vehicles by era.
Okay.
Um, favorite. We can even
Or
do by
faction.
faction. All right. So favorite Imperial vehicle is the Imperial Shuttle. Favorite Rebel vehicle is the Y Wing. I don't mind the Clone Wars Y Wing, but the Rebel Y Wing is just clean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not clean, but that's why I like it. It's like such a good design. Sequels. I really like the Resistance A Wing. No, the A Wing's good. I think for this Resistance, I would pick that bomber though. That like the Last Jedi,
Oh,
that Last Jedi opening scene bomber that everyone's like,
yes.
fall in space, except they totally do in that instance because they're falling inside the ship first, so they're in motion.
Right.
My favorite First Order vehicle, I really like the First Order Star Destroyer design. It's a really good
Okay.
it's a really good modern twist on an original classic. And then for prequel vehicles, I mean, for the droids, is there any better choice than the AAT?
I would argue the MTT is pretty cool.
The MTT is pretty cool. I mean, you wouldn't be wrong if you say that one in an argument. And for the clones, man, favorite clone vehicle? Venator.
Oh wow.
I'd argue,
I'm choosing the lat gunship.
I mean, the LAT's really good. You're not saying a bad pick there. The Venator is probably my favorite prequel era ship in general. Honestly, the Venator is probably in general my favorite Star Wars ship. I'll just go there.
Oh wow. That's cool.
Yeah, the
I
Venator.
always like the idea of it being more of like an aircraft carrier versus like a battleship.
Right, it goes in, it lands, it carries smaller fighters, it carries soldiers directly to battle. I mean, the Venator is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ship.
YCC's out here about to leave chat because they're talking about Star Wars vehicles.
Right. Yeah, no, I guess he did say he hates ships. Man, you were how can you like Lego Star Wars and then hate vehicles? That's all they make, man.
He's
Or,
got
or
that. He's got that
are you just here for that
German
UCS,
sarcasm.
right? Are you just here for that UCS 2 foot tall R2D2 that no one asked for?
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I see people like have that Lego Yoda, I
Right?
always just like,
So bad.
dude, I always cringe. It looks so bizarre. Those eyes, dude. I can't take it.
And they
I can't.
unironically think it's good, and I'm like,
I
no,
know. I know. I can't say that it looks good.
it's mean, it's rough. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you have a big restriction by making it from Lego, but
Right.
the argument should then become, well, then why did they even make it in the first place? Because like Lego just
Right.
Lego doesn't recreate flesh in like a statue form very well. I also, I mean, hot take here. I don't like the helmets that they make now. Those like
I
helmet,
think my main issue with the helmets is how small they are.
right? Like I want it to be bigger. If it's bigger, they could put more like little like wedge plates and stuff in there to like kind of fake it a little bit more.
Right.
But like, I just don't like the helmet sets.
I
I mean,
don't know if I'll get the Phase 1 Cody helmet. I don't know.
it's a
We'll
Commander
see.
Cody thing. You're gonna buy it. We all know it. I mean, no sense in.
I don't want to pay $70 for it though when it's like the size of my fist, you know.
Well, yeah, but dude, like your fist is like fucking massive. Like, and that's not even an argument, dude.
Oh my gosh. YCC is talking about how he's straight up lying in people's faces, telling them that the Lego Yoda set is so great. Oh my gosh.
I mean, at least he owns it. Like,
The,
I
so
mean,
you're
I mean,
saying that you get,
it's a bestseller. I mean, it sells a lot, and that's the other side I don't get is like, why does everyone like this thing?
I think it's just popular character, you know.
I guess. I mean, all right. Here's another hot take. I mean, this is just going to turn into one of my famous hybrid hot takes. Um, I think Yoda's an overrated character.
Oh, really?
I don't dislike Yoda, but like, I think just about any other character is more interesting.
It does seem like I don't know. You look at characters that have to do, you know, they have to have character development and like to develop into this like, you know, better version of the character. Where I
Right.
think they just kind of like try and say that like right off the bat, Yoda is Yoda and he's like top dog.
Right.
And yeah, like Yoda gets like zero character development. I feel like, well, I shouldn't say zero because obviously, you know, after Revenge of the Sith and he, you know, goes to Dagobah in exile, it's you know, he has
But
character development there, but
even then, like, not really, because he doesn't really explain himself. He's just like, well, off to Dagobah. And you're like, why? Like the galaxy goes to shit, and you're like, okay, well, peace out.
right,
And like, this is the time that the galaxy needs Yoda most. We've also never really seen Yoda have a true, like, struggle. And like, I know that we have that Clone Wars arc in season 6 where like he's learning, the idea of Force ghosts, and he has to deal with like a
yep,
potential dark side version of himself. But he's Yoda. He's never gonna fall for that shit. He's gonna like see any challenge and be like, I'm above it because I have faith in the light. And like, yeah, like I get it. Like you're fucking Yoda. You were never going to even be tempted by the possibility of a dark side outcome to save the galaxy because you're
right.
Yoda. I mean, you are like Space Moses. You are uncorruptible.
Dang, YCC out here slandering his place of business about right now. He he's saying that most sets are terrible.
I'm not in a totally different camp. I'm kind of with you, yeah, YCC. Um, I'm very picky with Lego stuff. I don't really like stylized stuff much in general. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I'm like that with a lot of stuff anymore. I've kind of like written off Funko Pops and everything because they're getting too stylized. I like a nice representation of what I want to have, and
Right.
and the Lego stuff just always looks like Lego in that shape, and that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, it's got to be a good model, like that rumored UCS Venator that's coming out, like in like September or November.
You're
Or
gonna
whatever.
get that, aren't you?
I need to see a picture of it, but probably. All right, bag 4 is done. On to bag 5. You know, I was kind of in my mind, kind of thinking like, man, even if I'm not done, we'll call it at 9 Eastern, you know, whatever. And honestly, I think we're gonna make it. Like, we're gonna be done at 9, and we didn't even start for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah. No, I think you're making some good, solid progress.
I mean, it's on you really, because like if I was having to like constantly back and forth with the chat, not that I don't want to talk to people, but just look away from the pieces and
Right, right.
the
Look at the
text.
instructions, try to figure out where it's going on the set, you know.
Right, focus on like 5 different things at once. I mean that'll really drag it down. And so yeah, if you're ever debating becoming a YouTuber and you want to build Legos on stream, have a buddy there to read your chats out loud to you.
Yeah, YCC says the value in sets are poor design and overpriced.
Yeah, the price is just shooting up, and they're not like getting any better. And that's not even just me like being like an M&R Productions fan saying that.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's like it's at what point is it not even going to be for kids anymore?
Right. I mean, it's
You
they're
know?
they're pricing people out, and it's like
Right.
I couldn't tell you the last time I bought a Lego set for full retail price. I mean, it's very uncommon, unless it's like a cheap one like the battle packs. But even then, I was okay with never owning this Imperial shuttle until I got it at Comic Con for like $40. Like it was just I was okay.
Right.
Here we got a Vader looking looking pretty cool.
So you got his face underneath. So you got that
He does have a face underneath.
nice.
He's got like scarring around the back of the head.
Is it a two-piece helmet or a one-piece helmet?
It is a two-piece helmet. He has a little like the lower jaw mandible thing.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yep, he has the
That's
chin.
sweet.
Yep, scars around back. So they can't separate the top of the helmet from the face of the helmet like in Universe or anything, but it's still okay.
Stuck in Carbonite says Lego's going crazy high. The new Yavin 4 set that's coming out is Highway Robbery.
Yeah, no, it's like what $170 or something.
Yeah, how many pieces is it? How many pieces is it?
Not enough. It did you ever see that Vader's Castle set?
Yeah.
It looks like that but in tan, and it just has like a mini Y-wing inside the bottom, and then it just
Wow.
has like 8 figures. Like it's okay. It's just not enough. I need to get like a new desk chair or something because this thing like sucks after like an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting in like a reclining chair right now. This is pretty sweet because when I used to do like showing up on live streams, I would sit on a folding chair, like a metal frame folding chair, and that really hurt after like 3 hours. You know what I mean?
No, that's where I'm at on this. This is like the basic. Um, this is the basic Walmart like $40 like desk chair,
Yeah.
and it's okay for a little bit, but only a little bit.
Right. Right. Yeah. Stuck in Carbonite says it's a little over 1,000 pieces for that Yavin set.
Yeah, and like there's no back to it. Like it's hollow on the inside, but like there's no way to close it. Like on that kind of stuff, I always wish there was like a dollhouse function, where it can be closed up and looks solid from the outside and then opened up to be played with.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't do that.
Dang, YCC is talking about how bad it sucks working for Lego out here.
Man, I build one Lego set on stream, and the dude thinks that this is therapy or something. I got to start charging him by the hour.
Hot take: OG Vader helmet looks way better.
I'm
The
gonna
new helmet looks oversized.
I gotta disagree there. I acknowledge that the original helmet was around for a long time and everyone's sentimental about it, and it doesn't look bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it's a little overhyped. This helmet isn't bad.
Yeah, YCC. I think even if you delete a comment, I think it still shows up on StreamYard.
Oh yeah, it still shows up in StreamYard. Yeah, YCC said the fuck word in that comment that
Don't worry, I've been like self filtering. Stuck Carbonite says he loves Vader's castle, far superior to the Yavin 4 set.
I mean, not wrong. I mean, that Vader's castle is pretty cool. I admittedly
Right.
don't, but I regret not picking it up. It really shouldn't have been something that I slept on. But I also don't really feel like I'm like completely like out of luck or anything. Like it's fine.
Right. Why? Or, Stuck in Carbonate says YCC. If you don't like Lego, just give it to me.
Right.
Nah, it's okay, YCC. I just I personally like to refrain from such language.
Except for when you get heated.
Yeah, except for like if I'm getting killed by Darth Maul in Battlefront 2 over and over again.
I mean, there, yeah, but no, I heard some, I heard some fuck words from you the other day when we were talking about when we were talking,
AliExpress.
yeah, the bootleg figures and how
Yeah,
someone was going off in Cantina Zach's comment section.
yeah.
May or may not have ultimately ended up getting his Instagram deleted because people just can't agree to disagree. Potentially, assuming that guy reported Cantina Zach's posts for promoting false goods.
And you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy more.
Right. No, in solidarity with Cantina Zach, I am going to go out of my way and purchase some of the bootleg ARF troopers.
And send them to him.
No, I'm not going to send them to Zach. I'm going to keep them.
Oh,
But just to show support for these bootleg figures, just to piss off the people that are against it.
dude, I'm gonna basically be doubling down because I bought one of each, and now I'm probably gonna buy like 4 more.
Right. Like I haven't picked up any of the new set or of the 501st ARFs yet, just because I've had some cons and stuff going on and didn't really have a ton of spare cash to throw around.
Right.
And you know what? Screw it. I'm going in. I'm picking them up.
Well, even too, like you know, you think like, oh yeah, if I get like 4 figures, you know, that's a lot of money. But like, if you're used to Hasbro prices, like 4 figures from AliExpress ain't Hasbro money.
Right. No, you're gonna spend like $55.
Yeah, versus like $120.
Right. No, I mean the value's there. There's nothing wrong with them. The plastic is just as good as anything else.
Right.
I did finally see someone try and say that they weren't very good on a Facebook collector group of men the other day. He posted pictures of the new ones, and he's like, "The plastic's just so bad on these." And I'm like, "What's bad about them?" And
It's the same.
they're not wobbly, they're not bendy. They're solid, they're sturdy. It feels exactly like a Hasbro figure. The only thing they do is every now and then have a sloppy paint app. Like, there's nothing wrong.
Right.
He's like, "Nope, they're soft and rubbery." And then like everyone else is just like, "No, they're not, dude." Like the dude's just sitting there talking shit.
Yeah.
And eventually he piped down. I mean, I was one of many people that were just kind of like, "Bro, you're just like barking up the wrong tree here," because I've not seen anyone really take a stance against them before. And the big thing I don't get is like, it's Hasbro's battle. Why are people taking these like so personally?
Hmm.
Like, if Hasbro didn't want these to exist, Hasbro could stop it from happening. It's not our battle to choose. Hasbro could step in there with a cease and desist. You guys are acting like Hasbro's not making these figures in China. Like, they already have representatives on foreign soil. They can just walk down the street to the next factory and
Right.
beat those sweatshop kids until they cry enough to not make the figures anymore.
Yeah, I wonder how much money per figure goes to the workers that make these Hasbro figures. Like 50 cents?
The Hasbro or the bootleg?
The Hasbro.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not too terribly much. I think you're probably barking up the right tree on that argument.
Because it probably costs them like ballpark like $15 to make one.
Uh, for an AliExpress or
Uh,
Hasbro?
Hasbro. Hasbro.
Oh man, I bet they're probably not even breaking $5 on production.
Oh, really?
I bet it's that low because you got to remember they're making it on such an insane mass production scale.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
they're not making 20 of these things or something. They're making 20,000 of these things.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention Dr. Spicer 10 says, "Hey mate."
Oh, hey Drew, how you doing? Drew was like my first or one of my very first YouTube subscribers back when I was
Nice.
a Doctor Who YouTuber, back when uh, that show actually got merchandise and therefore could be, have reviews made about it.
Sure.
So no, the company that does those character options, I mean, they've just kind of fallen off the deep end.
Are you talking about the AliExpress?
No, character options makes Doctor Who action figures.
Okay, okay.
And when I first got into the YouTube game, one of my favorite Doctor Who reviewers had decided to quit because he was trying to make other videos and Doctor Who stuff, and people weren't watching his videos. And his like channel crashed, and he was like, "I don't know what to do, so I'm just like done." And I was like, "Shit, there's like a hole in the market. Like, someone has to go make the Doctor Who reviews." So I was like, maybe I'll try my hand at it. And then I realized why he quit, because like character options makes like one action figure a year now. And it's like, wow, like what do I do for the other 365 days of the year?
Right, right.
So I ended up falling off of that. And then the guy who I watched came back and decided to just make videos whether people watched them or not, which is honestly probably the right mindset. And then very recently, like over the Christmas holidays, he stabbed his pregnant girlfriend to death. And so now he's not doing YouTube anymore.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's probably not where you thought that was going, huh?
You mean he's not uploading videos from his computer privileges in prison?
Right, right. And the real sucky thing, like in particular for him, is like Doctor Who's like going through a little bit of a resurgence right now. They've got a really good actor to return to play the Doctor for a few episodes.
Mm-hmm.
and like it's been picked up for distribution in the US on Disney Plus, so it's going to get some like really good marketing there. Doctor Who's about to pop off, and we're going to have some of the best stories the show's had in probably 5 years. And like,
That's cool.
and the dude waited until after he knew this was coming, and then went and killed his girlfriend. Like, he's not even going to get to watch the new episodes, some of the best in years.
Yeah, that's cool though, because
What, stabbing
like
his
I
pregnant?
know what's that?
What, stabbing his pregnant girlfriend?
No, 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 no. That like Doctor Who is making like a resurgence because like me personally, I kind of like had a little bit of a falling out with Star Wars just because like I don't know, I had a point to where like I didn't have a lot of friends and stuff that were as into the hobby as much as me. So
Yeah, you do sound like the average Star Wars fan.
yeah, yeah. So then once the Mandalorian came back out and Star Wars started like
Being
coming
cool.
back a little bit, being relevant and coming out with new stuff. And then I was like, whoa, I love Star Wars. I love it again. So then, yeah,
I've never I've never had a falling out with Star Wars. It seems like a phase that a lot of people have had, and I've just not gone through it. I've always
I
been
think
a
I,
very happy boy.
I think I was soft bullied out of it.
I mean, I'd probably bully you too. I understand.
No, um, no, I think it's just like my parents that weren't always like, you know,
Oh, like my grandma.
approving of the hobby, growing up. And like my friends were just like, they knew nothing about Star Wars basically, and then Marvel was a big thing when I was in high school. So then like
Fair.
everybody was like Marvel, 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 and it wasn't Star Wars.
Did you at least like be a Marvel nut with them, or
Oh yeah, you see well, I don't have the camera pointed that way, but I got a Marvel Legends Captain America shield over here, and then
right?
over here I have a huge like poster board of a Captain America comic. It's pretty sweet. I got it as a gift from my uncle, and I'm a big Captain America fan. But I just wanted to say real quick, Doctor said just been busy with the TARDIS console build project.
Heck yeah! I've been seeing your pictures on Instagram, and it looks like you're moving it. I thought you posted, and no, that's really cool. I always love seeing that. I'm sorry I don't really interact super much. I'm kind of bad at the whole social media thing. But no, I do see your pics when you put them up. I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah, I'd say I'm also bad with social media unless it comes to like finding some of the wackiest reels on Instagram.
Yeah, you got some weird stuff that comes up, dude. I'm not even sure how to respond to some of them. And as someone who generally sends some pretty weird stuff to friends, like you get me speechless sometimes, and I'm not sure that's to be celebrated.
He says I have a build project playlist on my channel, and thanks, matey.
Heck yeah. No, anyone watching, and I know there's only like 5 people watching right now, but still, anyone watching, if you're in any way interested in Doctor Who, even a little bit, you should go check out Drew, Dr. Spicer. He does some really cool Doctor Who like custom stuff. He's building a TARDIS console. He's always messing, with custom Sonics and Sonic Screwdriver replicas at this point. And he's got some good stuff going up. So go ahead and check him out. We are almost done with this bag. Then we're on to the next bag. And the next bag is the last bag.
Uh, doctor says he's going to bed and he's heading out for a night. So
Yeah, dude, it's got to be. It's actually got to be like crazy super late where you're at, like probably getting close to 1, right? So
I'm sure it's 6 hours, yeah, or maybe
yeah,
5 for you.
yeah, I was pretty sure it was 5 for me. So yeah, have a good night, man. Thanks for popping in. Of
He also said thanks for the shout out.
course, gotta get the word out. I love talking about other content creators.
I love just supporting people who are like, even if it's like not my certain like neck of the woods or like niche corner of like
Right,
a hobby. Like if somebody's like passionate about something and like especially
right.
people who are like creators, like whether you're like a customizer or you're an artist or you make YouTube videos, like I just love to support people who are like passionate about stuff like that.
That's where I'm at. If you believe in what you're doing enough to make it sound interesting to me, you could sell me on anything.
Yeah.
No, Drew, when we first met, he was a little he's a little younger than us. He's I think he just finished college, so that would put him at like 22 or so. I'd bet when we
Yeah, give or take.
when we first met. I know he was still a little under 18. He was probably upper 16 or just turned 17 or so. And no, he was very welcoming to me. I had just gotten into the Doctor Who YouTube space. He'd kind of been trying at it for a little while, and I will say the beginning little bit of growth on my channel. I mean, probably my first 300 subs or so were from Doctor Who content. I still love the show. There's just nothing to review from it anymore.
Right, right. Like if you want to continue your YouTube channel, you got to find something else to make content.
Yeah, it's like I can either make one video a year based on the character options once a year merchandise drop, or I can make videos on these Star Wars figures that I'm buying anyway.
Right.
And at that point, it's just like a no-brainer. Like you just talk about your Star Wars figures. I do kind of wish maybe back then that I had tried a little harder at the Doctor Who YouTube side.
Hmm.
Just because like now I'm getting to where I don't really want to buy every single Black Series figure, so I'm trying really hard to do like these topical Tuesdays or trying to keep some content out there. And back then, if I wasn't reviewing something, I just wasn't making a video. And part of me
Right.
kind of wishes that maybe I'd tried a little more to do some topical Tuesdays or something. But right back, flip there. Um, I probably wouldn't have met you guys in the 1313 podcast and all that had I not started to get into the Star Wars stuff at that point. Because
Right. Right.
I was still collecting, but I just wasn't making videos on it. And
Yeah, I know. I've been very thankful for just being like I never grew up like with the internet for a long period of time.
right, I was like 12 or so when I finally started getting like real internet access.
Right. And I'll tell you what, I never would have thought like as a kid that like when I, became an adult and like graduated high school that I was going to be driving out to, Nashville or flying out to Nashville and then or driving out to Pennsylvania and meeting these people that I met online, that shared the same hobby as me and
Right. No, the idea of online friends was always just something for other people when I was a kid. I never talked to people online. I didn't have online.
right.
Uh, it's just kind of weird because like I can't. I mean, for the longest time, I've said for the YouTube channel, like the perfect goal would be to get the channel to a point where I was monetized, but not to the point that I didn't have to work anymore. Just making enough money to where that $20 figure I'm reviewing the video will make $20. Let the
Sure.
collection pay for itself. That's kind of been the goal for a bit. And if it ever blew up and got huge, like sure, cool, why not? But it's at the point now where it's like, man, I've made some real life friends. I hang out with the 1313 guys all the time, and made a real friendship out of it. And you and Skywalker Hendricks, I get to hang out with a couple times a year now.
Yep.
And at this point, I mean, if YouTube up and shut down tomorrow, I feel like I'd have been a successful YouTuber just for how it's gone so far.
Yeah. That's cool. I think about that too. Like, even if like the only thing we had left was like the Discord and like YouTube was just like gone, like I'd be satisfied with the people I've met in the podcast, Discord, and yeah.
Right. No, I mean, it's kind of insane because, like, I mean, 2 years ago we didn't even know each other, and now we talk all the time.
Yeah, I know.
And I mean, if I could ever get a girl to talk to me long enough to have like a solid conversation or whatever, you'd probably be in the running for best man.
Oh dang.
It's weird thinking, but like, it's just internet friends are weird like that, I guess.
I think like when I think there was like a what would you call it? Like back in the day, like people thought like people online were just like a name or something. I think it was like before like connecting with people online was like normalized because like now it's pretty normalized. But
Right.
like back in the day, like late 2000s, early like 2010s, it was like Facebook is how like you met people, and it was just like text chats, and like you didn't even know if the person was real, and like because you never
Right.
like saw their face, it was just like a name and then text chats. It wasn't like a real person. But like now that like streaming or you know voice calling is just well, I think streaming has helped with that actually a lot because it's like it connects like a person in a face to like who you're talking to.
Right. No, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's like face to face talking just through a medium.
Right. And I think it's been pretty normalized to where like I tell people this all the time too, like even like on my streams I always say like I thoroughly believe like people like relationships you make with people online are real.
Yeah.
But
No, I just said you'd be in the running for best man for me. I mean, ahead of people that I know in real life.
yeah,
Like internet friendships are still friendships. I mean, the thing is you do have to put some work into them.
yeah, right.
If you're just texting, it's whatever. But like, someone's got to travel to see the other every here and there just to reaffirm it a little bit. But no, an internet friendship to me is just as valuable as a real life friendship, potentially even more so, depending on the person. You
Oh
got
no.
you got one wing down.
I think I think Mark may be offended at what you just said.
What do you mean, wow? Mark, you're an ordained minister. You can't be the best man and the Jedi reading the Bible in front of everyone. Come on, man. Getting all offensive. I mean,
He's pulling a Kylo Ren. I want more.
right. I mean, take your pick: ordained minister or flower girl. Like that's where you're at. It's what you get from stealing that Luke out from under me. Did I ever tell you about that?
Oh, I was gonna bring it up before, but I just didn't say anything.
Well, my GameStop friend Mark is a fucking meanie. The topical Tuesday that was meant to be.
Yeah. Oh. Like when you were saying like, yeah, Mark's real cool, and I was about to say like, except when he takes a Luke from you.
Yeah, no, in that limited, in that limited case, the dude's a dick. But no, because he's always talking about, oh, that figure's neat, but I don't need it, and then he'll let me buy it, and then nope, you're gonna actually buy this figure. Like the first time a figure shows in, you're gonna be like, no, I called dibs on it. That's not how this works. You're the employee, I'm the customer.
Just that one time.
I mean, literally, it has just been that one time. Like any other time a figure shows up in the store, he texts me and I have dibs on it. The one and only time he doesn't let it happen, and I get salty about it. And I'm still salty, even though I got it on a markdown on Amazon a week later. And that's why you won't be best man. My phone's been buzzing a couple of times, just making sure that he ain't texting me death threats or something.
Oh no, you just doxed your passcode live on the build cam.
Oh, am I actually? Huh? Oh, there's that post I was talking about earlier about the loot, or about the Cobb Vanth and the Cad Bane being found in stores. I
If
didn't
only I
realize
was mod, I could
there.
quick clip that, clip that.
I don't care. It's my birth year, 1998. I'm right up there with
I,
Happy Hogan. My password's password.
I took it off my phone, honestly. Like I'm so like protected. Like my phone's almost literally in my hand, like 100% of the time.
When I got my Galaxy S23, when I was setting it up, it's like, you want to put a password on it? And I'm like, no, not really, because like I never had a password on any of my other devices. And like it's got this like Knox security or whatever built in, and it's like, you should really do a
Hmm.
password. You should really do a password. You should really do a password. I'm like, I don't fucking want to do a password, but like it asked me like 5 times, and I finally just kind of got the vibe that it was gonna make me put in a password and then like disable it later.
Right.
And I just haven't gotten to the disabling it later thing. I've only had it for like 5 months, so it's not really that late.
I just put it on swipe to unlock.
And to be fair, I mean, you don't know how to talk to girls, so it's not like there's anything like super secret on there.
Yeah, that is kind of what I thought about. I was like, yeah, it's not like well, I mean, in general, I'm not really worried about anybody just picking up my phone and just finding something in there anyway. But yeah, I was like, I have no reason to even have it locked. I always have my phone on me.
See, it's the nonchalance that makes me not believe that. You've probably got like the most like insane hardcore like hentai on there or something.
Oh my god.
That should not
No.
be in my mortal eye.
I actually have an insane list of animes that I've had to drop because I found
Has it
them
got too
too
raunchy for you?
yeah, a little too much for me.
Man, you'd probably love Boku no Pico.
I'm gonna guess that I haven't or that I wouldn't like that.
Oh, you would absolutely love it. It's like right up your alley. It's got anime in it.
It's animated, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's something animated is happening. Somewhere out there, one of our like 3 viewers has seen that or heard of that and is like disgusted that they've been reminded of it. Oh man, I can almost feel it. I mean, this is very nearly there. Then I can get out of this uncomfortable ass chair. Come on, everyone. We're in the final stretch now. And then you guys get to watch me swoosh it around my room.
What are you doing? You're moving stuff? Is that what you said?
No, then you guys get to watch me swoosh it around my room.
Oh, swoosh it. Yeah, I love those TikToks or whatever. How I play with Legos versus my short friend or short short
Yeah,
yeah.
in the cockpit.
Yeah, that's so funny, dude. They just hop right in the cockpit and yeah.
I send those to my mom every time I get.
Whoever like started that trend, that's so funny.
Yeah, no, they won the internet that day. What's this? A completed final wing? And it plugs in right here. Oh, great heavens.
Dang, dude.
Oh, this is so cool. I have a Lego Imperial Shuttle. I've wanted one since I was like 5.
I think I remember I had a buddy that had the old one, like the original one.
All right. Pilot guy. It's in the cockpit. Luke and Vader get to just vibe in the back, I guess. Their lightsabers store behind the seats. That's my idea on these. Vader's cape needs to get flicked up because Lego Star Wars capes just don't work for sitting positions. We're gonna handcuff Luke, really emphasizing those daddy issues. Just wedge him in there. Drop that down. Oh. All right. Desk cam's gone.
I can't wait to see the wings roll down.
Yeah, I'll take the big spot here. So I bring you the completed Imperial Shuttle. There is no mechanism to bring the gears down. They are just ratcheting. So they click, 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 one at a time.
That's awesome.
Sick. Like I said, I've wanted one of these like forever, and this thing seems there's a lot of technic like in the top wing. I feel confident in holding it by the top wing, even though it's like so thin.
I'm actually pretty impressed. Yeah, that even just what you did right there.
Right.
I'm impressed.
I mean,
oh my god.
Yeah. Tonight on Hybrid's Lego Star Wars stream, he finishes it, breaks it, and cries. Oh man, just such an awesome set.
That's awesome.
Flower Girl for sure. All right, good, because my friend Aiden's also an ordained minister, so like you're not my only choice there. So, oh man, this is such a cool set. I love it. Quit looking at me funny. Go somewhere else.
That is kind of funny. Which one is that now? Is that Ahsoka?
That is Ahsoka. So they have the this has the stud shooters.
Oh, okay.
So those are gone forever now. Not really a feature that I would play with much as an adult, but as a kid, I actually probably would have really gone for it.
Did I ever tell you what I used to do as a kid with Legos?
No.
So, I'm an older brother, but I don't have a younger brother. Like I have a younger sister. So like when it came to Lego time, I was alone. I played with my Legos alone, right?
Right, right.
So
Like
I actually had a ton of Legos. I had like basically a whole Republic army and a whole Separatist army. And basically, what I would do is because like I had an ATTE and an AAT for the droids. Basically, what I would do is I would do like simulated artillery or like tank shots by
what?
like
Blow up
stand.
your ships and stuff.
I'd stand across my room and I would shoot at my minifigs with Nerf darts.
All right, what? And just drop them.
No, I would shoot. I had like the little rotating like 6 shooter one.
Right.
So it was like if you got hit, you were gone, you know?
Sure.
And it would be like kind of like artillery or something. It was so much fun.
I had a I had a buddy back in high school, and he still had his like childhood Lego collection, and he was mostly into city, and so he had like a city like passenger airplane, and then enough bricks to make buildings and stuff. And
Sure.
he just regularly talked about like his thing was like building like little cities, like build a bunch of little towers and stuff, and just throw the airplane through them.
Oh my god.
I'm like, wow, like you have like all the signs of a future serial killer.
Yeah, future terrorist.
Yeah, for real. Man, I was right on the money on how long that was going to take. 2 hours. Beat that, Jacob. I didn't need to take 17 parts in 6 months to build a medium-sized Lego Star Wars set. Mind
Yeah, I wonder if he finished the ATTE yet.
I think he did. I'm pretty sure he did a part 3, and he just like grinded it out, and he just ignored chat and just went for it.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think he did end up completing that finally. I
I was super tempted a little, like a few times, like on my way to the Black Series, I swung by the Lego aisle and I
right.
saw that ATTE.
I always look. I I don't know. I mean that ATTE is smaller than prior ones, and prior ones never made their way up to 140.
True.
And so like I struggle like looking at it. I struggle to call it a set that's worth more than like $100. I mean, I know it's got some cool minifigures, but oh, you want to see my last Lego pickup before this one? It's not a, it's not an official Lego product. It came from AliExpress, but I present to you the Marlboro mech.
I was about to say that. Yeah.
He has a baton made of 2 cigarettes put end on end. He actually opens like a pack of cigarettes.
That's pretty funny. What made you want to get that?
I saw it on a Lego Facebook group. Someone was like, "There's no way this thing is real," and I was like, "I bet AliExpress has it," and it did. And I just had to have it.
That's awesome. I'm about to go on there like right now and like add some clones to my cart.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that 212 to be back in stock. I've been looking every here and
Well, I'm gonna add that probably that 212 arc if it's still there.
there. Did you never get that?
No, I got it, but
You
if
need
there's
another.
an yeah, I'd get another one and then swap the helmet for an ARF helmet.
Fair. The oh, that's weird. The 501st is out of stock right now. Usually, usually not the case. Just the regular 501st.
I feel like it'd be good for people who missed out on the 332nd as well.
Yeah,
Just because the 332nd goes for stupid money. especially if you want to like army build them, you know.
Right. Yeah, right now they're all still out of stock, so I'm gonna. Well, not
All of them.
not all. No, I misspoke. They're not all out of stock, but the ARF for the backpack is still out of stock, and oh, so's the phase one with the backpack. So there's no backpack option right now.
Oh wow.
Which I mean, I kind of anticipated people would buy that phase one with the backpack over the phase one without, just to take the backpacks to give to other figures.
Right.
So, but I guess we've dragged this on, so I guess we can cut the live stream for now. So, thanks to everyone who stayed through or came and went or is watching this on playback later on, but you watched the entire building of the Lego Imperial shuttle, and what a building experience it was. So thanks, Hunter, for hanging out with me. You always make it a great time.
Yeah, no problem.
So, and to all the viewers, we'll catch you next time. For those still here, I have a video coming out tomorrow at noon, a con vlog rant video on Nickel City Comic Con. It was not a great time. So come back tomorrow for that. But I'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Peace.